guys, Ashley Bowden here for The Buzz. We are here on the carpet for the premiere of Queens. We got a chance to catch up with Angela Bassett and the rest of the crew about women's empowerment in the animal kingdom. The carpet starts right now.
A new hero is rising, resilient, fierce, and female.
Congratulations on tonight.
Oh, thank you so much.
So we've seen such an increase in the awareness of women's empowerment, and I think it's groundbreaking that you guys have paralleled women's empowerment with the animal kingdom. What was the inspiration behind that?
The inspiration was because it hadn't been done before. There'd been episodes and series about female leadership, but it was the first time in this series being greenlit where we were allowed to do a whole series shining a spotlight on female leadership. So that was the drive behind making it happen.
Yeah, and speaking of female leadership, you guys had a female-led crew this time around. How was that?
It was amazing. Because it's one of those things where we need more women. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's about. It's not saying, we don't want men doing this stuff. We just wanted more women to be lifted up, especially on the camera side of things. You don't get enough cinematographer women that are doing this. So the ambition was to raise more women, camera women, but also across the board as producers as well. And we had a fantastic group of male allies, because it would have been impossible to do Queens if it was just women, because there aren't enough women to film that. So we had a group of amazing guys that came on board and said, okay, right, how can we help train up more women to do this? Yeah, so it was really cool, groundbreaking.
When this project came across your table, what drew you to it? What made you want to pick it up and take it on?
Well, it was actually my idea in the first place. So I sold it as a very small idea. It was going to be called Night Queens, and it became the first episode, actually, which was just going to look at hyenas and lions and the two women that are famous for filming those two species. And my boss at Nat Geo, who's an amazing exec called Janet Hanvissering, said, we should make a whole series out of this. And together we brainstormed and went, well, why don't we also try and put as many female and spotlight female talent on this series? And it was actually quite challenging because not many women have had the experience that we needed for this premium level of wildlife filmmaking. So we went, okay, let's bring them up, let's mentor them, let's train them. And we reached out to actually countries where we film a lot, like Kenya, and went, why aren't we getting a Kenyan director to film their own wildlife? And so that was really exciting for us. We've got the first black Kenyan woman ever to produce and direct a show in wildlife, and a lot of firsts in the series.
And that's amazing. You guys also had an all-woman cast or team, right?
Women-led, so as many roles as possible. But all the senior ones were filled with women, and actually what was great, we had 7 babies born during our production period. And normally what happens in wildlife is when a woman wants to have a baby, her career just falls off a cliff. So we were like, no, we've got to keep this talent within the system. So we just found ways to share the editorial on shows. And sometimes, there'd be a war breaking out where we were filming and we were like, oh my God, you've got to get on the phone, someone hold the baby, So it was just a very collaborative, communal experience, totally different from anything I'd done before.
And that's beautiful. Powerful choice to choose Angela Bassett. Yes. What made you go that direction with the narration?
I mean, when we were thinking at the beginning, who's the voice of the series, and we went, there's only one person, the absolute queen, which is Angela Bassett. But it was more than that. She's an incredible actress, and we needed someone that had the range that could go from being like sassy and a bit funny and naughty to really having the gravitas and the regal sort of manner that some of our elephant queen has, So she could do it all. But also, I think what spoke to her was the ethos behind the series, because she really cares about empowerment of women and getting more underrepresented voices into the media industry. And so it was a real natural fit for us. And when we heard her the first time we were in the booth, and Chloe, the showrunner, and myself looked over and we were like, oh my God, this has just taken it to another level. When she said, all hail the queen. So, and she acts when she's delivering the line. She sort of moves her body as well, and it was really spectacular.
Hey, how are you? Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you very much.
So you are offering a powerful narration in this series. So wonderfully done. You're always raising the bar, setting a new standard. What made you take on this role?
Well, it was a story about females in the animal kingdom and how their drive to become powerful and to maintain their power and their position in the animal kingdom. I didn't know of that. You're always hearing about, the Lion King, that sort of thing. But also was very important in this 7-part docuseries is that it's a female crew and a female production team from around the world that trained and supported these women who went to great lengths to document and to protect our animals.
All hail the queens.
You should see me in a crowd.